So I have hit record. So we'll assume that it's actually recording. And
Nice.
for the video people, that this won't be in the audio file because I try to give you guys a little something here at the beginning before I make the cut. So, hey, Brian, what was that game that you didn't actually want to talk about, but you had a dumb joke about?
So when I was going through watching these presentations, I was like, "Hey, this looks cool. This looks interesting. Oh, look, an actual zombie game with a fishing side quest. I wonder how that works." And then I saw something, and I stopped, and I rewound the video a couple seconds. I'm like, "They didn't. Those fools, those monsters, they did it. They made a Sonic game." But they didn't make a Sonic game. They made a Sonic game that's a racing game. But they didn't make a Sonic racing game where he races with his feet. Oh no! It's in a car. What was the name of that game? Was it just Sonic Racers?
Sonic Racing Crossroads
Might
or
have
something
been.
like that? Cross
And like one of
Worlds?
the things was a crossover with
I
Godzilla or something.
I saw
yeah, I
Godzilla. I
just
saw Avatar. I saw something else. It was weird.
yeah, but I just wanted to know it's Sonic, but he's in a car. Like that just feels so counterintuitive. It felt wrong on a basic level. I'm like, dude, if you're losing, just get out of the car and then finish the race because you're literally, what's the song say? The fastest thing alive. So I don't know. I was just boggled by this choice.
What's really funny is Sonic Racing Cross Worlds came out in September of last year. So I guess these are just expansions that they
Oh,
were.
So this is a thing that has existed for a non-zero amount of time, and they're still doing it.
Yeah, and I had never heard of it. Huh. It's even on Steam. What?
It's just wrong on a basic level.
Oh my
I'm
god,
sure
there's
the
a
people.
Pac Man pack, a SpongeBob pack, a Minecraft pack, plus all that stuff that they showed in the upcoming thing. All right, Sonic, you do you, I guess.
that is very silly.
Yes, I would say Sonic's fallen from
Play a
grace, but
video, Jesus. Do what?
I would say Sonic has fallen from grace, but Sonic's had some rough games over the years, so this is not the lowest he's ever sunk.
Oh, I remember. Okay, I've heard of this game for no other reason than it's got Yakuza characters in it, because that's also a Sega property. So you can have Sonic and the monkey that's in the monkey ball and the thing from Nights into Dreams and I see Joker from Persona 5 and the guy from the new. I haven't played the new Like a Dragon games yet. It's not Kiryu and Majima, the other guy, the protagonist of the newer ones, as a driver, all in the same race. Which, bruh, it's like if they're trying to do Sega Mario Kart, except no one cares.
I get that. I definitely think I get that vibe. It feels like Mario Kart at home.
Which, I mean, it's been going for a while, and they've just announced all that new stuff, so it must not be bad.
It must not, but the concept is what blew my mind. So,
Yeah, here we go. It is. How is the rating? It is very positive on Steam with 7,800 ratings, almost 7,900 ratings. So
then
yeah, it's pretty good.
that
Wow.
yeah. It's clearly a good product, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of an analogy. I guess maybe it's
It
like a
does
Madden.
seem like a missed opportunity. It could have been so much funnier if Sonic was the only character not in a car.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Maybe Tails drives a plane in this one.
All right then. Well, there you go, video people. There is your bonus.
You're welcome.
So, here we go. Now, jam. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very special episode of the Mana Pool. It's number 755, and I don't mean very special episode like Jesse is going to be hopped up on caffeine pills, or somebody spray painted the N-word on a locker. Not
I was
that
kind of
very special episode.
Yeah.
You remember those very special episodes? I used to love me some very special episodes because I knew it was going to be awkward.
I think we all remember this. I still remember the Saved by the Bell one.
So. Are you so excited?
No. As a kid, that one actually really bothered me. So
I just got reminded recently of an episode of G.I. Joe where some characters got hooked on drugs.
Really?
Yeah.
Drugs are bad.
Was it Was it Beachhead? No, not Beachhead. Beachhead was the guy in the green ninja mask. I can't think of his name. Never mind.
Duke's brother, whatever his name was.
What? Hawk?
I think.
No, not Hawk. Falcon. There we go.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Hawk was the general.
Hawk, Fountain, Falcon. This is an amazing discussion.
And then the villain who was selling the drugs got his comeuppance later by being killed by an overdose.
Whoa.
Drugs are the one thing that some of these shows, like, you remember that show Cops with Bulletproof and all those?
Yeah.
The one episode where the good guys and the bad guys teamed up was against a drug dealer. So.
Huh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm sure it was a very special episode. Not like what we're talking about tonight.
So this very special episode is this was Dirk's idea.
Yeah.
And this week, or over the last week or so, I don't know. It's been a weird series of days for me, but the Summer Game Fest happened. So there was the big Summer Game Fest announcements, and then each platform, Sony did their state of play, and Xbox did their, I think it's called Showcase, and Nintendo did their Direct. And there were hours and hours and hours of stuff there. But luckily, the IGN YouTube channel made rapid fire, here's everything that was announced at each of these. So I put them in a little 4-video playlist, sent them to the dorks, and was like, here's your homework. Jot down the ones that sound cool, and we'll talk about them.
And we all did the homework.
No, and I did too. Amazingly, we all did homework. So
we also only got this on Tuesday? So that means we did homework not over a week.
Some of us got it on Wednesday because our phones aren't great, which is its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for the last episode, I had emailed the dork, or I texted the dorks. I'm like, I tell me who you talked about on the last episode that would get the point across and look good in a thumbnail. And nobody responded. And then the next day I said, no, really. And then Mike and Dirk responded immediately. And they are not the ones I figured would. And I'm like, okay, Brian, what you got? I need one more. Just nothing. And then the next day, I was like, anyone got eyes on Brian? Is he okay? Nothing. And then Brian, I think, later that third day was like, I just got 25 texts all at once from you guys that were in the jumbled up order.
Well,
it's like, oh.
No, the weirdest thing was that on Tuesday, I hadn't heard from anybody. So I was like, I'm going to be the first person to talk about this for once. What do we want to talk about on Thursday? And by Tuesday evening, nobody had said anything. And then Wednesday morning, I woke up, 25 texts all delivered at 12:28 in the morning when I don't think Dirk is up. And they are all out of order. Like, the first thing is Chewy saying, I didn't take notes. And then the next thing is like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And then Dirk says something, and I'm like, what am I reading?
So Brian's phone hates us, is what we're saying. So,
looking at a new
hello,
one.
I'm Chewy. The one whose phone hates him, that's Brian. He's over there.
That's me. Hey.
The one who did not come up with this idea, but also hates Brian's phone, is Mike.
Yep, that's right.
You gotta get my phone.
And then this was all Dirk's idea, so if you don't like this episode, blame him.
That's me.
I
Make
like
it
how
so.
you just immediately signed on to that.
And then
Hey,
Mike,
Dirk. Yeah, sure.
Mike just resubbed just to punctuate how much he hates Brian's phone. Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome.
So,
It's ironic. 'Cause
Hey,
for the
you
longest
can-
time,
you
Mike
too.
had the worst phone.
you too can subscribe to the Manapool on twitch.tv/themanapool. Oh, man. So, patreon.com/themanapool. So, yeah, we went through these rapid fire videos and we have a list. So, I think.
Some of them.
What?
Good. I was going to say some of them were more rapid fire than others, but you were going to say some of them.
So, I think we should leave. Like the couple of really big ones till later. Let's start off with something a little less insane.
Okay.
Now what that means, I don't know, but so for those of you that are listening to the audio version of this, you're actually missing out because the video version over on youtube.com/themanapool, we're going to have the trailers. The release trailers or whatever, cinematic trailer, reveal trailer, whatever you want to call it, playing in the background while we talk about stuff. Not the audio, but for a visual aid.
Mhm.
So that should be neat.
So then do you need to lead the order of the discussion since you'll be queuing those up?
Well, like I said earlier, just let me know when we're about to go to something else. Send me a message saying, hey, I'm going to talk about this. And I'll go, okay, and I'll go find it.
Okay.
Because most of these I have already. That was what I spent my day doing.
Okay.
So, tell you what, I'm going to knock the first thing off of my list here. Which, there are a bunch of sequels. I mean, of course, video games these days are a whole lot of sequels and remakes. But there were like 3 sequels that I certainly didn't see coming. I don't know if anyone else did. But I'm going to start with Alien Isolation 2.
My understanding was that the first game did not do well. Like, it was the butt of a lot of jokes in Penny Arcade, so...
I think you might be confusing that with a different Alien game.
Okay.
Because Alien
Was it
Isolation...
AVP?
Maybe? I mean,
Yeah,
there
AVP I think was the one that was not well received.
Yeah, that was the bad one. Yeah.
What, that
Okay,
was a
maybe.
game?
Alien versus Predator.
There was an Alien versus Predator game, like, recently?
Oh yeah, we actually played it in college. That was one of our competitive games.
Chewy said recently.
Yeah,
I hate to
not-
break
yeah,
it to
how
you.
about that?
College was a long,
very long time ago.
time
Yes.
The Alien game that most recently nobody played was, or not most recently, but was Colonial Marines. Is that it? Was that what it's called? Colonial Marines?
Oh, yeah.
That one was just
That-
like bad.
That might be the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
But yeah, Alien Isolation it's by Creative Assembly and published by Sega, and it's a horror game. I played it last year for Halloween. I didn't play it all because it's pretty long, but I played through the first several chapters and pooped myself mightily, and then stopped pooping myself because the horror villain, once you die for like the 8th time, he stops being scary and just starts being an obstacle. But
Yeah.
you're Amanda, is that her name? Ripley's daughter, and the Nostromo was, or the wreckage of the Nostromo, or the black box, or something like that was found.
Mm-hmm.
And so you, as Amanda Ripley, go to find it and find out what happened to your mother, however many years ago. And of course, now there's a lone xenomorph on the planet, on the ship, and is causing all sorts of problems, and it's a giant mess. And yeah, Alien Isolation is famous for its AI, not the sort of thing with the data centers and the making people angry these days. Not like generative AI, but it's literal artificial intelligence that governs how the alien works was groundbreaking.
Okay.
And just fascinating when, like, playing it. It's like, this thing is alive and it hates me. Jesus. Because it has various different, like, AI brains working against you, and
Right.
It learns from what you do, and it realizes if it hasn't messed with you in a while, it will head your way. Like, they've built several layers up to make it feel like an actual living nemesis that's out to get you. And now, out of nowhere, seemingly, there's a sequel coming. What? So that's cool. Do we have a release date yet? No, not yet. But yeah, I'm very excited because it came out when? When was the first one? Well, 1 second. Alien Isolation was 2014. So it's been, what, 12 years? Jesus, really? Guys, we're old.
Wow.
So I'm really fascinated to see how 12 years of, video gaming advancement could help or potentially hurt how a new alien nemesis works. Very, very excited. All right, then. The next one that caught me off guard was by Telltale, because Telltale Studios, or Telltale Games, went under several years ago, and then were bought up by someone else. I don't know. But I thought they were done making games, and the name was all that was left. And then here is The Wolf Among Us 2. Huh? So The Wolf Among Us, Telltale Games makes made the, like, modern version of a point-and-click adventure. They did the Walking Dead games, is where they became most famous. And I think The Wolf Among Us came out right after the first Walking Dead game. But most of their games are like, oh, it's very cinematic, decisions matter, and you get that such and such will remember this nonsense. And branching paths, but really only for, like, branching story paths, but really only for, like, small details. The overarching story is going to go the way it's going to go. But you still have some, ownership of how your version goes. And this is, The Wolf Among Us is based on the comic series by Bill Willingham, called Fables.
I love Bill, what's his name? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Bill, what's his name is great. Bill Willingham is okay. But Fables is a comic series, and this takes place at the beginning of the Fables series, where all of the fairy tales that those are other dimensions. They're other worlds. And someone called the Adversary started sweeping through all of the fairy tale worlds, and a bunch of them escaped here into the mundane world. And they took up residence in a block in Manhattan called Fabletown. Or a few blocks, I think. And yeah, the wolf among us is Big B Wolf. Big B Wolf, the big bad wolf, who is the sheriff.
Let's see what they did there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you've ever read any of Fables or played the first Wolf Among Us, which I am ashamed to admit I still haven't, but Big B Wolf was easily one of my favorite characters in the book, just straight up. So I'm super happy to see another freaking game. I had no idea this was coming. I had no idea this was in the works. Not nothing. And when I saw it in the announcements, I was like, "Excuse me? That's got to be some kind of mistake." No, it's real. It's the Wolf Among Us too. So yeah, he's the sheriff. He's a detective, and there's murders, and yeah, that's that. Super happy though, because I love the Fables universe. I finally finished gathering up all of the proper Fables trade paperbacks a couple years ago, and just in like the last year, I finally picked up the two missing from a spin-off series called Fairest. You know, like Who's the Fairest of them all?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was missing 2 books from that like series, and finally have those. So it's good stuff. And then finally, for my random sequels out of nowhere, there's a game here called Senua. Senua? I don't actually know how to pronounce it.
Saw that. I don't know that I realized it was a sequel.
Well, that's because they don't have... It's not called Hellblade 3. The first one was called Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. And then there was Hellblade 2 something... Senua's Saga. Senua? It's Senua. I do not know how to say it. I'm very sorry. I know I've heard it before.
I can't pronounce...
Do what?
I can't pronounce normal words, so
True.
You know.
But the first game got acclaim because Senua is a character who she suffers from psychosis. Let's see, she's a Celtic warrior from, I forget which century, 8th? Late 8th century? Something like that. And she suffers from psychosis, and she's off to... Let me see if I can get this right. She's off to enter the Norse underworld to something. I don't know. Yeah. Unfortunately, I haven't played the Hellblade games either, but the first one especially has been on my list for quite some time. And now there's a freaking third one, and it's just called Senua. Like, that's it. And this one appears to be more of the same, more goodness. It's by Ninja Theory, just like the first 2 were. And, yeah. Ninja Theory, who made Enslaved Odyssey to the West, which is a take on Journey to the West that is very highly critically acclaimed. And then Hellblade 2. Hellblade also. And Hellblade 2, but, Like, the first Hellblade got a bunch of press at first because it was implied in the game that every time you died, this rot would move up her arm. And the game implied that if you died too many times, it would reach her head, and she would die, meaning that permadeath, like the save file, would be deleted. And it turns out that's not true. That was the game messing with you, and also showing that even the game is a non-trustworthy narrator, essentially. So, but that got a lot of press way back when the first game came out. So, I was pleasantly surprised to see a third one just out of nowhere again. So, because the second one, while still reviewed well, I don't think it sold anywhere near as well as the first one. But yeah, so that's my first 3 things, just real quick. 3 random sequels to things that I did not think were gonna get a sequel ever, much less all at once. Like, what? Wolfram what? Alien what? It's been 12 years.
It's been 85 years.
Exactly.
What's the lady's line from the Titanic? You know, I can still smell the vampire survivors. I guess in that train of thought, everybody loves Castlevania, but there's some properties that, all due respect to the publishers, well, like, when's the last time we've seen a Mega Man game that we really liked? You know, there's sometimes where you kind of just wish that the developers might give the property to someone else, someone that might make more games. Miss Mega Man.
And Konami has been frowned on for years because they stopped making video games and just started making pachinko machines, and that's it.
Right. So, when it turns out there's an actual Castlevania game coming out, and not just, well, I give a lot of respect to Dead Cells and more what would be considered indie publishers. Did we really, when did we think we would get another Castlevania game ever? And not like the fighting game, by the way, the whatever that one was,
Judgment.
But then, yeah. Ooh. But then,
And,
you
like,
know, we see a trailer. Go ahead.
For the last, few years, while the Castlevania franchise hasn't been doing anything for itself, you know, I think the last new game we got was what? The sequel to the reboot? Oh, crap. What is that called? What was his name?
I can see it.
Lords of Shadow.
Guy...
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lords of Shadow with the mirror, and then the Lords of Shadow 2.
Yeah, and that was 2014. And I think that's the last, like, regular new Castlevania game we got. But they've been steadily releasing the collections, and they've been, for, you know, lack of a better term, they've been whoring out the license. Like, Dead Cells had a big Castlevania DLC. Vampire Survivors had an enormous Castlevania DLC that they then doubled in size with a patch later.
Yeah.
That I still haven't finished unlocking everything in, because it's ridiculous. But, and there was some other game that I don't play that had a big Castlevania thing. And I was like,
but
maybe there's hope. And then there was just nothing for so long.
That was
For so
Bloodstained
long.
was the one that had the Castlevania like.
Well, Bloodstained was the not the legally distinct Castlevania, because Koji Igarashi doesn't work for Konami anymore.
Yeah. But then, lo and behold, we get Castlevania Belmont's Curse. And it's not a fighting game, Judgment. It's not a mobile game. It certainly looks a lot more polished. It looks like, from what I can tell in this trailer, which I'm sure you've already, you know, and I'm sorry, I should have given you the lead into that, and I'll do better for the next one. But if they're able to see the trailer on this, it looks very, to me, very Metro. What's the phrase?
Symphony of the Night.
No,
What, Metroidvania?
Thank you. For some reason, I kept trying to put Castlevania first. I'm like,
Castle Troid, yeah.
Castle Troid. Ooh, it appears to be that way. I realize, you know, can't get our hands on it yet. I think the game, I did not write down release dates for these, but I feel like it's October. I think they made
this
a point
one is
of saying
October 15th.
15th. Oh, there we go. So you don't want to release it on Halloween. You want to give it out a couple, not give it out. You want to sell it a couple weeks before Halloween. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that one. I think this one is releasing across all platforms, so
Yeah.
I'm definitely keeping an eye out for that.
There's a
It's
large number of them that are going across platforms, which is good.
Which
yeah.
is very good. I think Switch 2 just got Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth like this year, maybe even like within the last month or two.
Yeah,
So
can't remember.
to yeah, so to be cross-platform is good. I don't own a Switch 2, but I am looking forward to playing a Castlevania game, playing a new Castlevania game. Woo! That's why Belmont's Curse is on my list.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
it's by Evil Empire, who apparently there was a bunch of drama. Dead Cells was made by Motion Twin, and then Motion Twin, I guess, went evil corporate, and all the people who made Dead Cells left and formed Evil Empire, and worked out a deal to where they would be the ones making the DLCs for Dead Cells. I found all this out earlier today. This happened a few years ago. Because I went to see who made it, and it was like, oh, Evil Empire, but then the game says Motion Twin, and I went, why is the game and the DLCs for Dead Cells by two different companies? Oh, so this is by Evil Empire, who is used to be Motion Twin, apparently, but it's by the people what did Dead Cells. And your Rose Belmont, who is apparently the daughter of Trevor and presumably Sypha from Castlevania 3 and the anime series. And she appears to use a whip and magic and assorted other weapons. I can't tell from the trailer if this is an actual Metroidvania or if it's more linear, but honestly, I don't care. Oh wait, no,
I'm
there
Yeah.
is a map. It's a Metroidvania. Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm good either way, but I actually haven't played. I've never played Symphony of the Night. I've never played Circle of the Moon. I have not played a Castlevania Metroidvania. I played, Super Metroid and other games that fit that, but I've never played one in the Castlevania series. I
Oh
just
man.
I've never done it. So if it is one, Super Metroid is my jam. If it's linear platforming, I'm good. But if it's a Castlevania, if it's a Metroidvania or a Castleroid, then I will be all about. Castleroid sounds like something you need an ointment for,
It
but
sounds like something you have to
I'll
go to the
be
doctor
Like it's a
about.
medical condition.
exactly,
You
exactly.
might want to get that looked at.
I don't think I want anybody looking at my Castleroids.
Got these castle
So,
roids.
so what's something somebody else has got, and do you have a lead in so that Chewie can get the trailer ready?
Um, kind of going with the new, like old stuff that's coming new. I'm gonna say Halo Campaign Evolved. So, um, the Master Chief Collection had all the old games except for Halo 5 on it. And
Which,
I thought that they were essentially done.
can I complain about that for a minute?
Go ahead.
I can play right now every Halo game on PC except for 5.
Mhm. Yeah,
Like what?
because 5 was, in my personal opinion, and apparently a lot of other people's opinion, a giant dumpster fire.
Yeah, but even so, you think they would like port it over to Steam?
Mm-hmm. Let's be like, well, let's make at least some money over this, and just, it's technically canonical, but um, with Halo Campaign Evolved, its big thing is um, it's actually making its way to the PlayStation, which it had been
Oh,
a Xbox or Window or Xbox or PC exclusive, but apparently it's going to be on PlayStation. I don't think it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be on Switch or not, but there, like I said, there's a lot of cross-platform stuff going on, and so they're going in, they're updating the graphics, redoing the whole 10 uh, mission campaign, and from what I can tell, it looks like that they're going to add some extra stuff. Like there's extra missions that they're throwing in. I don't know if they're like side missions or what, but it's going to have the Sarge is going to be doing some extra side stuff.
Ooh.
I mean, it looks absolutely beautiful.
And is the stuff that's going to the new platform just old stuff or a new game also?
No, this is a new game.
This is a new game.
Yeah,
It's
it is a new game.
It's
Maybe I was
another
confused.
remake of the first game.
It's another.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's what got me confused.
It's a remaster, but with like, because I don't think you can dual wield in it from what I've seen so far, but they went in and they took the original story and said, okay, we're gonna like, it's not gonna be a frame for frame remaster. Like we're going in and we're like tweaking things, but the beats will still be the same. But they're just
Okay.
it's not like a ground up redo, but I mean it looks absolutely beautiful.
Are you? Do you know that, or are you just saying that? Because this really looks like they've just started over.
Oh, I mean, in looking at all the story beats are there. Like the 10, like everything I've seen so far, I'm going, yeah, that's this mission. Yep, that's this mission. Yep, that's this mission. So I don't know.
Let's go look. Because
Wasn't there also an announcement for a new Xbox model somewhere and all that?
well, it's a like an anniversary edition of the current one, I think.
Oh, is that all? Okay.
I don't think that was a new console. Personally, I think Xbox is done with consoles. And if not,
Think
they
so?
probably should be. Ooh, here we go. Here it's already got a Steam page. What does it say here? Scroll. Faithful yet modernized remake of Halo Combat Evolved's campaign. The original story rebuilt with high-definition visuals, updated cinematics, refined controls, plus a brand new 3-mission adventure featuring the Master Chief and Sergeant Johnson. Broader arsenal of weapons, vehicles, enemies, gameplay modifying skulls, of course, yeah. So it is, they're Resident Evil 4-ing it. Because they already did a remaster. It's in the Master Chief collection.
Right.
But, so picture this, y'all. You're Microsoft, and you know that Halo will make you stupid amounts of money. But
Right.
the people you've got making Halo don't know what, I can't say that on the show, don't know what the hell they're doing, because the last 2 games were not popular. And you've already remade 1, 2, 3, Reach, ODST 4 from modern systems. You're like, what could we do to continue milking this cash cow, but not try to make something new, because people hate it when we make something new? I know. Look at how much money Resident Evil 4 remake made. We'll just do that again. Yes! Which, I mean, you know, it's gonna sell a stupid amount of money, units, because everyone really does love the first Halo.
Yeah.
And if this does well, they might do like Capcom is doing Resident Evil and just start remaking them all. Who knows? It does look really pretty though, because it's a modern Halo game.
It's going to be on the Xbox Series, Xbox on PC, Steam, and PlayStation 5.
I mean, one of the through lines on all of these is it's almost to the point that everything looks so good, and so many of these are so photorealistic that they start to run together. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but you don't have one single one that stands out anymore. But that's how progress works, I guess. So, anyway.
Oh, and the Master Chief Collection isn't on PlayStation, so this is a way to get their foot in the door there.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. It's so weird to see. Like I did a Google search here for Halo Campaign Evolved, and I see Halo Campaign Evolved with a PlayStation.com link, and my brain came to a screeching halt. That'd be like if Microsoft got a Mario game. It's like, what? No. What? No. So, yeah, that looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Because, of course, it looks good, but, And we already know it's good
yeah.
because it's the first Halo.
And
It is a known quantity, that is sure.
Exactly.
And we'll just have to wait and see how it plays. If it plays like the original, then, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I think what we're gonna get, when I say they're Resident Evil 4ing it, I mean that like literally. It's the same story, but it looks like what they're gonna do. This is what I'm hoping they're doing for another remake that we'll talk about in a bit. I'm hoping that they're gonna tweak it and like fix some issues and modernize things and whatnot. Because I was on record many times when they announced the Resident Evil 4 remake. This does not need to happen. Resident Evil 4 is already damn near perfect. And then it came out, and I'm like, this is amazing. I can't believe I ever thought they would screw this up. Me of little faith. So I'm hoping that Microsoft... Who makes Halo now? It's not Bungie anymore. Who makes these?
343 Industries.
343. Yeah, there we go. I assume they're the ones making this, right? I don't actually know.
You ask questions, and I have to go look stuff up.
I'm not seeing that logo anywhere. So maybe they're not either?
Xbox Game Studios, apparently they absorbed them.
Oh, okay.
And it's just Xbox Studios. Or it's Halo Studios is the developer.
Okay. Anyway. But yeah, I'm hoping that they'll do it right, is my whole point here. I'm gonna shut up now. So Mike, what you got? What you want to talk about?
There was something that was kind of news to me. I also got surprised about it, kind of like, oh no, that was in the stuff in the special video version that Brian was talking about, getting surprised about. But when the trailer for the Dune Awakening expansion came up, like within a few seconds, I immediately recognized, like, okay, that's a Thopter flying around. This is a Dune game. That's awesome. And it showed people, running around, open world adventure type stuff, and I'm like, wow, that's really cool. How is this not a thing? And I looked it up, like as I was chatting with Chewy later, and it surprised us both. So this is a open world MMO survival game that came out last year. We just didn't know about it. And they've been doing, expansions and DLC here and there since it came out. And I guess there's going to be another big new thing. But But yeah, that was really neat to see, because before it's like the Dune games were just like some old ass real-time strategy games that kind of inspired the entire real-time strategy genre. But and there had been plans and canceled plans for shooters and other genres of games, but
Yeah.
a survival game in the universe, like that's just a really good idea. I mean, part of the story itself, a big part of the story itself is the harsh environment that everyone has to deal with. So why not make that into a feature of your video game that you want to set in the universe?
Yeah. But yeah, and Mike sent me the list. Here's the stuff that I thought was cool, and I went, Dune? What? What Dune? I didn't see any Dune. So I was like, what? What was the name of that game, or what? What? And then I was waiting on an order at a
Yeah,
restaurant.
we both had to look it up.
Yeah, I was waiting on an order at a restaurant, so I just went new Dune game announcement, and I got Dune Awakening, and but then below that was like Dune Awakening. Why is this game dead from like 6 months ago? And I went, well, it can't be Dune Awakening. That's already a thing. So what's the new one? And then I saw Dune Awakening console announcement story trailer from like, a few days ago. And I went, what is going on? Is this a new game or is it not? It turns out it's an old game, but it's coming to consoles. And apparently there's an expansion or something.
Yeah.
And I must have, I sent Mike this in a text. I must have looked really confused while I was waiting and staring at my phone, because the girl at the register goes, "You all right, Chewy?" I was like, "Huh?" She's like, "You look upset." I was like, "Huh? Oh, no, sorry, I'm just reading something that's confusing." She's like, "Oh, okay then." So I think I was making a face at my phone for like an extended amount of time, trying to figure out what the hell game Mike was talking about, because I completely missed it in the that IGN condensed announcements thing.
Yeah. And I read some more about it, and it sounds really neat. So the game kind of starts with Paul Atreides telling you, the player, about a vision of an alternate timeline where he wasn't born and a bunch of other stuff did and did not happen. And that's the world that you, the player, are dropped into as you try to survive out there on Arrakis and get involved in the machinations of the great houses of the Imperium.
Well, that's neat.
Yeah.
It's a shame that it's hey, look, a ban evasion bot just followed me. How about that? For those of you listening, that's what that sound was.
7 years of modding, and I still can't catch those before you do.
Well, you were talking, so.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's a shame that they went the MMO route with this, because I really do think that there's potential for like a single player, like actual story driven game set in the Dune universe.
There is.
Just nobody wants to make it, because I guess Dune is, even though they've had 2 blockbuster movies now in recent memory, it's still really niche.
And the third part is going to be later this year. I'm excited.
Wait, this year?
Isn't it?
I don't know.
Maybe I'm confused. I saw a trailer for it when I went to go see
what? Oh, that's so cool. Okay, we'll look that up later.
But yeah, learning Dune Awakening was an MMO and not just an adventure game did disappoint me a little bit, because it's like, because the one thing that turns me off of the idea of MMOs is like, I just can't be bothered to go do a coordinated raid on anything. It's like, I need something that's either completely single player or asynchronous. Like, it doesn't matter when you sign on if you're in a guild, it doesn't matter when you sign on to do the guild thing. It can be done without everyone being online at the same time and coordinating.
Well, I don't think it's an MMO like that.
Okay.
Like, since it says open world survival, I get the feeling it's more like, what is that freaking game? Rust or 7 Days to Die or something like that, where
Okay.
there are other players running around and they can, murk you.
Got it.
I think.
Okay.
I don't know any. I didn't know this was a game that had been out for a year. So,
Based off of what you're seeing.
but yeah, based off of what I'm seeing in previous knowledge of that genre.
Mm-hmm.
All right then. So where was my list? Oh, dude. Wait, is it my turn now? Or I assume we're going in circle here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. This announcement caught me off guard. So, I love Virtua Fighter.
Oh yeah.
When
I
the
saw that
first-
trailer and I was like, this looks familiar somehow. Is it another Tekken game? And then the title came up. I'm like, oh wow, Virtual Fighter.
Yeah, like I was in arcades when the first Virtua Fighter dropped, and it blew my mind because it was the first, at least that I saw, like fully 3D fighting game. And even though there were no textures on anything, it was all just flat colors. It was so silky smooth, and I immediately, like, because of the age I immediately started maining Kage, who was a ninja. Although we called him Cage because we didn't know that it was pronounced Kage.
Yep.
But I loved every when Virtua Fighter 2 came out and things had textures, I almost died. Walked into an arcade and was like, look at this. And like I played whatever the last one on the 360 was. It was like Virtua Fighter 5 TB or something like that. I don't remember. I put so many hours into that game. And like I'm not good at it. Like I'm not going to go play online against people because I just don't do that in fighting games because I'm not a competitive fighting game player. But I put so many hours into the weird, it wasn't a story mode, but whatever it was. And then I see this, and it's called Virtua Fighter Crossroads, and the VI in Virtua Fighter is highlighted. So it's Virtua Fighter 6. Just like, Resident Evil Village, the VI, and then the vertical parts of the two L's showed that it was Resident Evil 8, And then, Pai Chan pops up at the end, and I almost pooped here in this trailer. But, yeah, they're doing, I don't want to say they're doing the Street Fighter 6 thing, but they're kind of doing the Street Fighter 6 thing, where there's, like, Street Fighter 6 has World Tour mode, where your created character runs around and encounters all of the characters and that are playable in game and not. And it's a whole thing. And it really gives that game legs for the single player players who don't want to go online and fight against people. But I watched a lot, like a much longer, like a 40-minute video or something about this with some of the developers. And they've overhauled, they're sticking to the punch, kick, guard, or your 3 buttons. So it's got simple controls, but it's not like simplistic. It's not easy. It's got depth there for the hardcore players, but it's easy to like pick up and learn what the buttons do and how to do things for, the people like me, the noobs. But there's the big adventure mode. They said they wanted it. It feels like it's trying to be sort of Yakuza, where you wander around the city and do stuff, and you get into beat 'em up fights. Like in this trailer here, you'll see him fighting against like 3 dudes at once. That's not a thing in Virtua Fighter. What?
Yeah, I was wondering that if this was going to be not a 1v1 sort of game, but this was going to be like fighting your way to a 1v1 sort of fight or something
Yeah.
of that sort. I don't know.
Like all of the above.
Or if this was going to be a story beat sort of thing.
Yeah, like there's the story mode, which is gonna be. They said it's gonna be like an action adventure game, and there's also the 1v1 fights. Like you don't have to play story mode; you could just pick up, go into versus mode, and start fighting your buddies. And hang on, I have notes, and of course I have the notes open in the same place here to where if I click on them they'll show up on screen. So let me move this over here so I can read my stupid notes. Here we go. What did I write? Massive story mode that the devs kept comparing to action adventure games, multi-opponent battles, also the good old VF one-on-one, reworked from the ground up, but still only 3 buttons. Very excited. Oh, so I already covered everything in my notes. Good. Awesome. I am right on top of things.
Good job.
But yeah, I'm so happy because there hasn't been an actual Virtua Fighter 5. When did Virtua Fighter 5 release? 2006.
Ooh, I
Now-
figured it was something like that.
Yeah, the last version of it that came out was last year. Virtua Fighter 5 REVO. Revo. Which I didn't pick up, but only because I was like, man, I've played so much Virtua Fighter 5 over the years. I think I'm good. I'll hold out, even though I don't think they're going to make a new one. And look, here it is. So, yeah, it looks super sweet. I'm very excited. I can't wait to get back into the 3-button ass kicking.
Nice.
I always loved Virtua Fighter over Tekken because Tekken, had the 1 button for each limb essentially. Like it had left and right punch and left and right kick, and that's how you did combos and whatnot. But for some reason, that didn't click with my brain as well as here's punch, here's kick, here's guard. Different combinations of these buttons with different directional joystick inputs. You can do a bazillion different moves, and I was like, yes. And look, it's
It's
Python.
just what you jived with more. So.
Yeah. And apparently they revealed a year or so ago, they did a quick, here's what Wolf will look like in the next game that completely missed me. Wolf is the big wrestler dude.
Yeah.
So, but it's here. What is it? When does this come out? Do we have a date yet? Was there a date at the end of that? No, that date was for the showcase. Yeah, so I don't think we have a release date yet, so it'll be a hot minute. Yay. You guys ever
Yay.
play any Virtua Fighter?
No
No.
Virtua Fighter. I really didn't do a whole lot of fighting games.
I did. Virtua Fighter 2 was the one I played the most. It was at a friend's house.
Nice. That was a cool
One
sound.
time,
you were right?
Yeah, I was just remembering one time I had gotten up to go to the bathroom, and I came back and I was playing against my brother, and the match started and the match was going, and I felt like I just couldn't land a hit on him, and then I realized that he wasn't taking any damage while I was out of the room. He had gone into the settings and, and set it so that his character could not be damaged.
That is great.
That sounds like something
Brothers
Thomas
are
would do.
brothers are great that way. Siblings.
I was
I
able to
think
get a good laugh out of that. And then we decided to try to play a match where neither of us would take any damage. We could only win by a ring out, and it was miserable. So we turned that off.
Oh yeah, in 2 it was hard to move people around.
Hmm.
Buh. So that's me. What about who's next?
if we're going in order, that would be moi.
Moi. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
So, I've been playing a lot of Dragon Quest lately. I don't know that I would say that I'm like a super Dragon Quest fan. I've really only played a couple of the games. Started with the original Dragon Warrior on the regular, I was gonna say super, geez, no. On the good old NES at my cousin's house.
Mundane
then
Nintendo.
And then the next one I played, I want to say, is 11 when we got it for the PS4. But I liked it. Sam got really into it. So, yeah. So, I was familiar with there were games that are Dragon Quest monster games. And it's kind of like Pokemon meets the iconic monsters from Dragon Quest. Like the slime. Everybody knows the slime. I mean, come on. It's classic.
How did we
Yeah.
not talk about, like, on the Tonberry episode, something like the metal slime? That occurred to me,
Ooh.
like, a few days ago.
Oh, I guess it's like, does the metal slime actually like cave your head in, or does it just run away?
It
Oh,
has
is it just hard to kill?
It's hard to kill. It runs away. It doesn't generally do a ton of damage, but I
Okay.
mean, if anything, it's extremely frustrating because a lot of the things that were on our list, you're gonna beat them eventually, or you're gonna die. But you're gonna fight these things. You're gonna try to find them. You're
Mhm.
gonna eventually run into one or more, and then they're all gonna run away before you can finish them. But for those that finish them, the experience point reward is massive. So, and they're done specifically that way so that you're rewarded for that. So
Anyway,
I
back
think
on topic.
right. So Dragon Quest Monsters, I have not really played one, but I've been interested in them. My understanding from at least one of the ones in the series is, the first Dragon Quest, which is where I was going with this. And you know how there's the bad ending where you can actually say yes to the Dragon Lord when
Yeah.
he asks like, "Hey, join me." Apparently, that is the canon ending for one of the Dragon Quest Monsters games where you're like, "Cool, let's rule the world together," and then you're actually like building an army of monsters.
That's
So
pretty great.
yeah. So this is Dragon Quest Monsters the Withered World, and from the footage it looks very, Pokemon, like you collect the monsters, you control one of what look like female, but I don't want to assume human main characters, and you can go around and get the the iconic Dragon Quest monsters. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but that's kind of the appeal: is find monster, collect monster, maybe keep that monster in your pocket. There's got to be a word for that. I
What?
don't know. Yeah, maybe you can use a ball. I don't know. But
Oh
it
yeah,
looks like
Monster in My Pocket was an old NES game. See, it all comes back to the NES.
it does. Uh, but it looks like you don't actually keep them in a ball or balls. I'll let you, those jokes write themselves. But they actually follow you like party style. So,
It looks
um,
very what was the Dirk? What was the one the Pokemon game that looked like this? Was it Legends Arceus?
Yeah,
That's me.
well, yeah.
There was
Because,
whichever one had a different take on the genre is what
yeah,
this is reminding me of.
Arceus would be the one
Yeah,
that
okay.
had the different take.
That's sort of the vibe I'm getting from like the overworld while the characters
Hmm.
are running around. It's so weird how like we are aware of all of the Final Fantasy stuff. There are so many different like Dragon Quest spin-offs and
Hmm.
whatnot that like we meaning the four of us just I got nothing.
Yeah, it's an
It
immense franchise.
Yeah, it's
it
massive.
it is huge here, but like my understanding is that I don't know if it still happens anymore because there's so many Dragon Quest games, but there was a while there where a Dragon Quest game would come out in Japan and they would close school. That is a
Well,
world I want to live in.
that's not quite it.
Is that okay? My understanding of this is always a little bit off. What's your understanding of it?
The from what I understand, it's sort of apocryphal, but the story goes that when a game was released, so many students skipped school to go buy the new game that the Japanese government was like, Enix, could you release these on a weekend, please?
That
I don't know how much truth there is to that. It could
well,
be that it's an apocryphal thing, sort of like how Space Invaders caused a giant, like however many yen shortage. That's not
mhm,
true either, but it's become part of like gaming legend.
yeah. We've talked about some of these in the past, like Final Fantasy and the meaning behind the name and that sort of stuff. So
Yeah.
these things become part of the legend. But before we get too far off track, it does look like, and I saw I had the date up here a second ago. Looks like December 3rd of 2026.
Yep. It's gonna
So,
be on all the
uh,
things.
yeah, I'll be curious to check it out. Dragon Quest Monsters. Don't know what's about this world that's so withered, but I guess I'll have to play the game and find out.
It's withered.
If if I can rename the monsters Pokemon style, who wants to be the mummy?
The Mummy.
Yeah, there's there's the mummy, from Dragon Quest.
The only one I ever played was the first one. I don't think there was a mummy in the first one,
Okay.
so I got nothing. I want
You
to
could
be
be
the rock golem thing that you put to sleep with a flute.
its name is Golem. I thought maybe you'd want to be the ghost with the witch hat. Everybody remembers the ghost with the witch
The one
hat.
going bah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Renee has a big plushy thing that is it's round. It's like Mothman, and he's got wings and little feet. But essentially, his whole body is his head. He's just round with limbs coming out. And we've named him Moth Boy, Boi.
Oh.
But he looks sort of like a black version of a Draki from the very first game.
Oh.
Like I pulled up a picture and was like, "Huh?" And "Oh, there he is." For those of you watching the video version, right there, that's what Moth Boy looks like. It's crazy. Anyway, I don't know why I thought I'd share that, but I thought I'd share that.
Well, that's what I've got.
Wait, no, wrong one. There we go. Yay.
All right, so
Dirk.
yep, I'm next. Um, so I'm gonna choose Fable for my next one, and so Fable interests me because I played the original Fable, and then I played 2 and I played 3. I didn't play the Connect, or not Connect, It was the camera one where it was mapped your motions and everything. I didn't play it
Sounds
very
like Nick.
much. So, but I love the first one. The first one got a remake where they went back and redid the graphics, updated it, added a few things, added like a lost chat. There was a lost chapters, and they went and re-added it, and I mean it was just a wonderful game of what is your choice. You can come at things a different way, and you end up with a choice of, are you going to do good things or bad things, and your character reflected that. So they apparently they're remaking, like, it's not a remake of the game. It's Fable, but it's a fresh start, taking place, I guess, later on in time. Same universe, but later on, and it's just a restart. Because I don't know, it's not a remake, whatever. But anyway,
You're getting
and
bogged
so
down in the details, Derek.
bogged down details, stay on target. So, but it looks like it's in the same vein of you can either physically attack, use magic, or you can use dexterity like archery, guns, stuff like that. Um, from what I can tell, you are a fresh character. You are not a character, like, you make your character in this. I don't know that for sure, but I just cannot tell from it, from the stuff I've seen, if your character's a speaking character or whatnot. But a lot of the monsters, locations, they're all there, and I'm hoping that it's similar to the one to the OG Fable and everything. Like, it gives me good vibes.
What was the game? I've never played Fable because I've learned to hate Peter Molyneux. What is the what was the gameplay of the old Fable games? Like, it wasn't turn based, right? Was it like a third person action RPG?
Action. It's action. You press attack and you swing, and you can roll. You can. The fun thing about it is there were three ways you can come at things. You could either swing a sword at it, shoot an arrow at it, or use magic on it. So it was the three schools of combat. And the magic school, you could do things like, I want to shoot lightning at you. Or it could be things like, I'm going to teleport behind you, or I'm going to slow down time and do this. Or magic had all kinds of fun effects. And my favorite thing was to slow down time and then run behind people and hit them a whole bunch of times, and then zoom to the other side and hit them a whole bunch of times, and like ping pong them back and forth. And then they reappear and they're going, oh my gosh, I feel like I was in a Dragon Ball Z episode, being knocked around and losing all my life. So, but there were tons of little bosses and missions. You picked up quests, and you can come at the quests different ways, and depending on how you did the quests, you either gained angelic ability or demonic ability. So if you decided, I'm going to go and save this kid, all right, well, great, you saved the kid. All right, the kid says, I don't want to go back to grandma, I want to go do my own thing. That would be one outcome. Or you'd be like, no, you're going back to grandma, you little turd. And that would get you another outcome. And so that's what a lot of the quests were, is pick this. And there were a lot of side quests, and then there was the main quest. And it was a universe full of all kinds of just bat crazy stuff, like the talking doors, which would say, hey, I need you to be fat. I'll let you in if you're fat. So you would go and like engorge your character and then show up and be like, oh yeah, you're a giant lard butt, and then let you in.
What?
Or, just complete random crazy stuff.
You're kidding. I
But
don't know
that
what
was
would
what
be weird
gave
about
the
that.
universe a wonderful character to it. So yeah, that one I'm just, and it's being made by the people that made, was it the Forza series? Like these are
I
people who
heard
don't make
about
action.
that.
Really?
So they make amazing games, but action games is not really what they do. But I'm curious to see how it goes, and I am genuinely excited about this game. It looks beautiful.
Nice.
So that's me.
Yeah, I know that people who love Fable are super hyped for this game. So yeah, I hope it's good. Just for you, Dirk. I hope it's good.
I hope so too.
So, hey, Mike.
Yes.
You had a
Yeah.
pair of games to talk about. Which one you want to do first?
I'll start with Vivarium. These are two very different games, gameplay wise, at least from how it seems from the trailers. But they have a very similar aesthetic. Vivarium and Orbitals. I think it's really neat, and I'm glad they had some decent clips of actual gameplay in the trailers, so I could see how it looks in game. But that the old school anime aesthetic that it has just looks really, really good and smooth and sharp. And being able to see gameplay where you see a character walking around and interacting with something and talking to someone else, like, okay, it's not just from cutscenes, it's actually how the game plays. And like that's something where the look of it is enough to get me interested and get me curious about playing it and having the experience. Vivarium looks like it's, a point and click, walk around, talk to people, solve puzzles kinds of things. And Orbitals looks like it's much more of a run around and bop things and shoot at things action type game.
Yeah, like the trailer for Vivarium has been playing while Mike is talking, and it's unreal how when it cuts from gameplay to cutscene, you can't tell. Like that's
Yeah.
gameplay. That looks like a cutscene. That's a cutscene. That's gameplay. Like it's the same aesthetic in both, and the same smoothness, and it's unreal.
Mm-hmm. It's really neat looking. It was really impressive when I saw it in the when I was watching trailer videos, compilations.
It's by Serenity Forge and Studio Meadowflower. I don't know which of those is publisher and which of those is developer. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, me neither.
But it's so pretty. It really looks like an old Studio Ghibli thing. I hate to throw out the obvious thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, what is that gonna be on?
The developer is Studio Meadowflower, and the
Okay.
publisher is Serenity Forge.
Okay. And Vivarium's going to be Xbox Series, Xbox on PC, and Xbox Cloud. So it looks like it's only an Xbox thing, which is a bummer.
Oh.
And then Orbitals is only a Switch 2 thing, which is why it's not on my list. But
Okay.
But yeah, like look at this. It's the other kind of anime game or anime look from like the 80s.
Yeah.
Like there's more of a divide in the gameplay and the cutscenes on this one.
Yes, they do look more different from each other.
But not like super different from each other.
I mean, it very much looks like what, like 1980s, 1990s anime.
Yeah, like I'm getting like Robotech vibes here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Robotech or
Like Dragon
Speed
Ball
Racer. No,
Z.
it's not as primitive as
Yeah.
Speed Racer.
I think like old school Voltron. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
that is it. You nailed it. But yeah, this is a co-op retro anime adventure. Okay, that doesn't tell me anything. Their description. Thanks. I'm seeing a lot of platforming and shooting and several different angles and vertical split screen, like Split Fiction or the one that I actually played that I loved so much. It Takes Two. There we go.
Ah, yeah.
What was that? Hey, Scuzzo! 89-month resub. Dear God.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. Dirk resubbed for 53 earlier. Mike was like, oh yeah, and did 75, and then Scuzzo just smacked them both down.
Bow to the chief here.
You're right.
Yeah, you got me there.
Now I have to hope that Odin's son shows up with his 100 and whatever. But yeah, the split screen, vertical split screen here makes me wonder if this is another like mandatory co-op game, like It Takes Two or Split Fiction, where you have to play 2-player with a friend.
That'd be annoying. Hopefully, they'd be able to set you up with something like in Resident Evil 5 or whatever. But
What do you mean?
when you had you could either do co-op or the computer-controlled buddy. Am I thinking of the wrong Resident Evil game?
Oh, I don't know. I know that. Who did that freaking? Who did it? It Takes Two. Damn it, I can't remember the name. It Takes Two Studio. Hazelight. There we go. The Hazelight games. It Takes Two, Split Fiction, and I think that first one that wasn't as popular about the two cons, A Way Out. Those were mandatory co-op. Like, you have to play with somebody. Even if you're playing online, you're still going to have split screen. And I played It Takes Two with Gothic, and it was amazing. So I think it would only be annoying, as you put it, if you don't have friends, which is why I see why you would think it was annoying. Hey-o! But
Zing.
I'm your friend, Mike. I don't have a Switch 2, and I'm probably not going to get one, so I won't play it with you, but somebody will.
Well, I don't have the Switch 2 either, so I guess we'll be on the same page.
But yeah, so this Orbitals looks like old school Voltron, and Vivarium looks like Unico. It's like it looks sort of like the humans in Unico, or like more like an older Ghibli title. And apparently this is a life sim, so more like a Stardew or a
Oh, okay.
what's the obvious one that I'm missing? Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I think that's what they mean by life sim. Sadly, the trailer I found is by Game Trailers, and so it's just got a little one-line thing, and that's it. So, thanks, Game Trailers.
Seems like a good genre for something that looks like this.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's so pretty. I cannot get over how pretty both of these are. Like, it's unreal. Look at that. It's crazy. For those of you listening to the audio version of this, seriously, go look up Vivarium and Orbitals. Like, good lord.
Yeah.
But okay then. Who's next?
I think you
Is
are.
that you or Brian?
Oh, is it me?
I think it's Chewy. Yeah.
Oh, it's me.
Because that was Mike.
Who's Mike?
Years Mike.
Good lord. Okay, let's talk about something I'm not going to get to play for a long time.
Okay.
So, Insomniac made the new Spider-Man games. Oh, Scuzzo said, you guys got me through a brain-dead night shift job for a while back in the day. Oh, talking about the 89 months. Okay. We love you, Scuzzo. There's a new person! RC Cola. Nice. I'm sorry. Random RC Cola reference just completely threw me. But anyway, Insomniac made the new Spider-Man games. So, you know, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and then Spider-Man 2. And I've played the first two of those. I haven't played Spider-Man 2 yet. But they are fabulous. Like, the combat, the Spider-Manning, it's all so choice. And when I heard they were making a Wolverine game, I was like, excuse me? Because that's a jump.
Yeah.
And like that was announced a long time ago now, I want to say. Probably a couple years ago. But there is an extended trailer playing here. It's a 7.5 minute trailer of just like what looks like the first part of a mission where Wolverine is sneaking, quote unquote, around trying to rescue some young mutants who were kidnapped by what looks like the Reavers, because these guys have metallic limbs and whatnot, which usually in X-Men means Reavers. And I can see Insomniac and Spider-Man in this, in the way that he gets a little
sort of jumps and moves around.
Yeah, and he gets a little cursor thing to show this is what you're looking at. So if you press the appropriate button, you're going to jump up and grab this. And later, when he's in the middle of combat, you'll get the same little identifier, a little target reticle on enemies you're about to jump to. And that's very Insomniac Spider-Man-y. So, but this is much more visceral. Like, yep, this is probably gonna get flagged. Honestly, for that alone, he just shoved his claws through under someone's chin and out the top of their head. So yeah, we're probably not gonna make any money on this video. That's okay. We don't make money on these videos anyways. It doesn't matter. Screw you, YouTube.
I was watching this trailer and I'm like, oh yeah, Sam and I love Marvel stuff. And then after a couple seconds, I'm like, oh yeah. I'm not showing this to Sam for a while.
Sam, I need you to go get something out of another room for the next 7 minutes.
And then I stopped myself and I'm like, oh yeah, my daughter's almost 16 years old. So
yeah, I was gonna point that out, but I figured you'd get there.
But I still have that gut reaction, of like, buh. I mean, it looks gorgeous.
I'm 45, and I think I might be too young for this.
It looked a bit much.
It is a bit much. Oh, Arsicola in the chat said there is a no blood toggle. No way, that's cool.
Great.
I wonder if there's a slightly less blood toggle.
I want to see a Mortal Kombat toggle where you can turn the blood like not red, so you can't tell it's blood.
That was. I can't tell if you're joking or referencing the actual thing that happened a while back.
I'm talking about
the Super Nintendo.
The Super Nintendo, yeah.
Oh, that too.
It wasn't blood; it was Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it was sweat.
Yeah.
Because when you hit someone in the face so hard that their head almost caves in, they sweat.
I mean, I probably would be sweating. I would be excreting all kinds of things, and I'll just leave it at that.
But there seems to be some sort of like rage meter here that fills up as you do damage and take damage, sort of like a super meter in a fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like when that fills up enough, he can do stuff. What was that? Oh, well, thank you for the follow, RC Cola. But yeah, it looks, honestly, it looks like I'd expect the team that made the new Spider-Man games making a Wolverine game. Like, I wasn't surprised by any of this, except maybe just how gruesome it was. But it looks like I'd want it to. Like, unfortunately, this is going to be a PlayStation exclusive for a while, like a lot of Sony stuff. So I won't get to play it for a while, but that's okay. I don't play stuff when it's new anyway. They are not going easy on the gore, on the enemies, or on Wolverine himself either. So at least he's going to be a bloody mess.
He has the healing factor.
Yeah. Did anybody play the that 3D Wolverine game on the I want to say the 360? I can't remember the name. Where like the healing factor was visually played by or visually shown by him actually like gradually taking damage. First you'd see blood and then muscle and then bone, and that would slowly grow back as you played. That was back then. Like, think of what graphics can do these days.
No, I did not play that one.
I can't remember what it's called because I didn't play it either. I'm just aware of it. And there's an iconic line here in the trailer where he finds the kids in the back of this truck, and Leech goes, "Are you a superhero?"
A superhero?
Look it. I'm Wolverine. I'm Wolverine. And it's just, oh, it's so good. Scuzzo just said, I feel like I heard somewhere that PlayStation exclusives are no longer going to be released on Steam going forward. Oh. Oh, he said, I have done zero research about that, though. See, and I've heard that Xbox, because, you know, they got the new head of Xbox is the AI person. And I thought they were trying to, like, consolidate their brand and stop releasing stuff everywhere. But then Halo's going to be on the PS5. So I don't know if anybody knows what they're doing anymore.
I think the new Sony stuff is going to be exclusive, but the old stuff is they're going to start branching that out. Like, I think they were already in the process of branching that stuff out, but I think they're going to try and do their stuff exclusive again for a little while. I think a couple of the studios are realizing that doing stuff in-house is getting really hard, just because of how expensive the consoles are. And if you're going to be exclusive for one console, you better be betting the right horse, because if not, you're losing so much money that it could probably shut your studio down. Which is why I think a bunch of them are going wide. I think the studios themselves are the ones doing the exclusive stuff.
Who knows?
Nintendo's always been that way, but
yeah. Oh, well. We'll find out. If I don't get to play Wolverine, then I'll be sad, but it won't be the end of the world. Oh, well. So, Brian, was that you? Or was that Dirk? Who said that?
Ryan.
It was Brian.
Yes.
Yeah, what you talking about?
I was going to set this up. I was going to try and do my best General Pepper impression. Maybe say good luck, or maybe a Slippy impression. But better the Super Nintendo one than the N64 one.
Use the boost to get through.
Do a barrel roll. Too late, Star Fox. Mwahaha. Insert Star Wolf line. Hey, so Star Fox back, and a little before, maybe a week or two before these presentations, I saw on YouTube a like 4-minute video of what might be the prologue of James McLeod and Peppy and Pigma going to Planet Venom and showing Pigma's, spoiler alert, betrayal of James, kind of setting up the history of that.
Hmm.
And then I saw this, and I'm like, oh, this is. I just thought that was like a proof in concept sort of thing, but I guess we're actually doing this. So cool. I mean, it looks pretty sweet. I think it's coming out really soon, maybe later this month. Um,
June
I love Star.
25th.
Yeah, I love Star Fox. I haven't done a whole lot of shooters in my time. I've done Doom, Quake, but like as far on the rails, like 3D space shooter, I feel like Star Fox is the genre. I don't know how else to really describe it. That classic mix in Star Fox 64 of like on the rails, but then when you go into full range mode to fight some bosses, and the number of multiplayer games on Star Fox 64 that I have done, unlocking every medal, getting 100% on every stage, including stupid Sector Y. Oh my God, um,
Oh,
that
why?
was a lot
Why
of
you gotta
my
make me
time.
remember things?
Oof.
Yeah, yeah, and then of course everybody knows the Independence Day level with Bill, not our Bill, a different Bill. So I don't have a whole lot to say here. I mean, maybe I should have picked something else, but it is absolutely something that I'm keeping my eye on. I don't have a Switch 2, so that might be a problem for this, but I doubt it's coming out on the PS5. But
You are correct.
but but I can't deny super pretty, and it's Star Fox. The R wings go rrr, and the lasers go pew pew. I mean, what else do you want? I want to shoot a pig man out of the sky. He betrayed Dad, so let's go get him.
It
I,
very much gives me the vibes of Star Fox 64. Like, it's 64 was a big jump over the original Super Nintendo, and this is a big jump over that. And yeah, this is just gorgeous.
I feel really bad. So for the last Next Fest, I played a game called Wild Blue Skies,
Hmm.
which was Star Fox with the serial, Star Fox at home. Well,
Yeah.
no, because that implies bad. It's Star Fox with the serial number filed off. Like, you play as, instead of a fox named Fox McCloud, you're a dog named Bowie Stray. And you've got a team of other anthropomorphic animals called the Blue Bombers. And it's literally just Star Fox on the PC. And it comes out August 13th. And of course, Star Fox is going to beat it by like 3 weeks. And I really feel bad for Wild Blue Skies because I got played it and was like, I kind of don't like this, but for the people who want a new Star Fox, this is awesome. And now, hey, look, a new Star Fox.
Again, I don't really. There's some things I feel like you just understand. It's Star Fox, and it does. I think Dirk is right. I'm definitely getting Star Fox 64 vibes,
Yeah, there are
and
even
considering some
underwater levels and tank levels that have been scrolling through here in this overview trailer.
and considering some of the Star Fox games that came out after the 64, this is probably a good move.
Yeah, I mean, Star Fox Adventure doesn't count because that was a different IP entirely that they crammed Star Fox into. That was the 3D collectathon platformer one,
Yeah,
Right.
the one that
we're
had
collecting
Crystal,
like
the
totems or
the
something.
sexy fox lady. What? I didn't say that. And then there was the
Moving on.
one. Was it on the Switch that had the like mandatory gyro controls or something that a lot of
I
people did not gel with?
I don't know.
I, I
but
I do
a
like this
return
one's got lots of multiplayer stuff on it.
that's what it
a
looks
re-
like. Yeah.
people love multiplayer. People love multiplayer Star Fox. This is a good return to form.
Yeah, it looks like it's
Hmm.
gonna have 4-on-4 online dogfights and like King of the Hill type stuff. Looks kind of awesome. Yeah. Okay, who's next?
Oh, am I next?
I don't know. I'm not keeping track. I don't even like you guys.
Dirk
All right,
was
well,
next in the order we've been going in.
To keep it quick, I'm gonna go straight for the one that I saw and I just went and clenched really hard, and that was Final Fantasy VII Revelation.
I mean, we were gonna get to this one at some point, no matter what. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it finally was revealed. The question like a month or so ago was, what's the third R gonna be? And it is officially Revelation. So the third game is going to take place in the second, from the second disc forward, um, and everything. So that's post spoiler alert Eris's death.
Jesus Christ,
And
Dirk. Some of us haven't played Rebirth yet. Like, that was not me making a joke. What the hell, dude? I
Oh.
haven't played Rebirth yet.
that I mean,
sorry.
Like, she's not in any of this trailer, but still, that could have been a choice.
There's a lot to.
right.
I will never forgive
No,
you, Dirk.
yeah, there's a lot. So I will not go in and explain, but there's a
You
lot.
better not, or I'll come to your house and kill
in
you.
terms of the story. So anyway, yes, but you pick up with the going after the weapons. You officially get the two characters that you picked up in the second game, but couldn't actually control. Well, you now officially control them. So you now have access to everybody.
Is that Vincent and I'm gonna guess Sid?
You picked them up, but they were just there to be like, we're cheerleaders.
Yeah, like Red 13 in the first game.
Don't screw this up.
Yes, like Red 13 in the first game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now you officially can control them. And beside that, everything looks like Rebirth. So the sync, what's it, the sync attacks, like the where they can attack together
Like
and
kitchen sink?
do all that fun stuff.
Oh.
That's back. There's even an additional, it looks like a job system.
Mm.
And
I
I don't
saw
know
that.
if it's like each person gets their, it gets like, you get to do your job and that's it, or if it's a, everyone can be a black mage, or I don't know. But I saw that and I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks like the job system being thrown in on top of this.
Or it
I'm
could
really hoping
be-
it's customizable so
Yeah, it
that
could
Yeah,
be
I
that-
hope so too.
It could be that they're just like you can make presets. Like here's the gear and materia loadout if I want you to be a black mage, or here it is if I want you to be melee or whatever. It could be that. I haven't looked into it at all yet. But-
it could.
Or it could be kind of like getting the finishing moves, like their special moves, where once you have the certain gear, okay, well this gear allows you to do the black mage job or the white mage job, or I don't know, but it looks like there's that has been added to it.
And the trailer really makes it look. If you watch the extended trailers, it looks like it's much more open world. I saw one that
Yes.
was narrated by Matt Mercer, and they made a point, and I don't think this is a spoiler because it said it in the preview.
Did you throw your panties at the screen when you watched that trailer?
A little bit, yeah.
That's what Matt Mercer makes me want to do. So yeah.
Assuming that I was wearing them in the first place was probably your biggest mistake. Um, but
Pervert.
it did seem to indicate that at least very early on, you have control of where to go, and I have mixed feelings about that because I've enjoyed the narrative they've done so far. Everything has been in chapters in both of the previous games, and so it's been very linear. And I don't say that in a bad way. I say that in a way that it seems very purposeful. So now having the choice to go to, let's say, Wutai next, or go versus going somewhere else, um, I don't know, but they have absolutely earned my faith through the last two games, so I'm definitely willing to see where they go with this.
Yeah,
I
here
am
we
excited
go.
for it. I also want to point out, Dirk said something like "finally" when they saw it. There were multiple comments I saw in one of the videos where they're like, "Wow, some of these game franchises wait like 10 years between installments, and somehow this team has put out one game every 3 years. That's in this really tight trilogy, and taken into effect like feedback on the previous games. It may feel like it's been a while, but in the grand scheme, this has been pretty spot on. So I don't know if I would
Yeah.
use the word finally, unless you were going for whole Final Fantasy, like wah wah. But what were you gonna say, Mike? Dirk, Chewy, the last person that I named.
On
Chewy, you said you
on the
found it.
screen here, I found where it shows their different outfits, and on the screen it has equipment presets, set for all, and then change outfit, and it showed freelancer and black mage for Tifa, and freelancer and warrior for Cloud, and their like actual appearance changes when you
Yeah.
jump to a different one. And it looks like their gear stays the same. Hang on, let's back it up and look at the materia slots. Nope, it looks like the materia slots stay the same too. So it might be that they have the different outfits that are actually treated as jobs. That probably just gives you different like commands in combat.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But I found the gameplay trailer and was scrubbing along through it trying to find that because I'd seen it before. And I did. So, yeah, this... I mean, I think what they did was they set it up in Remake, then they, like, tweaked it and refined it in Rebirth, the combat system, and how everything works with this hybrid real-time with... It's essentially real-time with pause.
Right.
And then with Revelation, they've like finalized it and like, this is it right here. This is the hotness.
Yeah, I think so too.
I really need to look up how it plays on, or Rebirth plays on the Steam Deck, because I'm pretty sure my PC can't play it. But I was pretty sure my PC couldn't play Remake, and it was able to stream it on full settings without a hiccup. So it could be that I'm just not giving my little PC that could here enough credit.
Or they actually did the work to optimize it. The game.
Yeah, but that was Remake. Again, Rebirth was like a whole different animal as far as the scale of it. Like, Dirk had to upgrade his PC to play it at all.
Yeah.
And I think his was better than mine to begin with.
Ah.
So... But it says it'll play on Steam Deck. I don't see how that's possible, but I'll look into it. Because I've got a year now. Because this comes when does this come out?
Comes out next year.
Yeah, do we have anything more specific than that? Spring 2027. Yeah, okay. So I've got just under a year. Which I should be able to get through Rebirth in that time if I can get started.
It's totally worth it.
So Mike wanted to throw this up next. So go, Mike.
Yeah. So what's playing right now is the trailer for the remake of Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
The long-rumored.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of hearing about an Ocarina of Time remake that I didn't think it was real.
It was never supposed to actually be real. It was like,
Duke
it was
Nukem
like,
Forever.
Yeah, the Duke Nukem, yeah.
well, I was gonna say,
Star Citizen.
no,
That's harsh, Mike.
Arr! No, the game that everybody loved and it was never gonna get a sequel, and it's the basis for
Eternal
Portals.
Darkness.
No,
The basis for what?
Portals.
Oh, Half-Life 3.
Yeah, it was like Half-Life 3 was never gonna come out. Thank you. You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Yeah.
Eventually.
It took me way too long to get there, but yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting because we also just talked about Final Fantasy. We also just talked about Star Fox. There are these games, and of course, we talked about Halo before and a couple other things. There are these games that everybody loved and continue to love for a long time, and people still go back and play now when they can, but they're getting harder and harder to go back and play. I think it kind of I know there would have been a time where I would have reacted to stuff like that. I was like, oh geez, what are they doing? There's no original ideas anywhere. But some of these, it's like, okay, I mean,
Hell yeah, let's
get it.
re-release Skyrim again.
Yeah. Some of these are like, okay, I get it. It was so good. It's really difficult to play it now for anyone who had played it before and still has fond memories of it, or for anyone who's heard great things about it and wants to play it. Why not update it so people can play this awesome game again? And there were a lot of remakes and remasters and revisits in the trailers that came up, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. There's the ones we've already talked about, but also like Kingdom Hearts is not just releasing a bunch of old stuff on new platforms, but there's also going to be a new Kingdom Hearts. There's a remake of Persona 4, but there's also going to be another new Persona game. There's a new Tomb Raider game. But then it's like, okay, remakes of and revisits of like Resident Evil Veronica and Xenoblade and like Rayman Legends and Spyro the Dragon and Crazy Taxi and Marathon.
I gotta admit, I did not see Veronica coming, but then I thought, well, wait a minute. We've had the remakes of like 1 and 2, and I think they remade 3. I heard 2 was really good. I didn't hear about 3.
They've remade
but I
2,
guess,
3, and 4 in modern.
So basically, we're just to this point now.
Yeah, and some of those I don't know if they are remakes or just coming back to a series after a long time, because like, yeah, if you told me there was going to be another Marathon game in 2026 or 2027, I'd be like, what? Because it's been a while since there was last a Marathon game.
Yeah. Like, I don't... But see, Ocarina of Time isn't hard to play now. It's on the Nintendo Switch Online thing. So you can just...
That's a good point.
You can just play it. If you
and
want
I know,
to give Nintendo money.
So I do remember from this trailer that it mentioned it was going to be a launch title for Switch 2. So I guess they're using that as a selling point for their new console.
Just Switch 2's already out.
Switch 2's already out. Well,
Newish.
now I'm confused.
they
Then why did
came
it
out,
mention
like-
that it was going to be a launch title?
The remake? It didn't.
I don't think it did, man.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
you're-
I watched
I
so
think
many.
you-
I watched so many rapid fire trailers. My brain is scrambled.
There were a lot. There were a lot.
Mhm.
I told these guys I tried to look at it yesterday while I was working out, and I'm like, nope, can't do this. So
Now, we should point out, this Ocarina of Time trailer is literally just like a reveal cinematic. There's zero gameplay.
yes,
It's
Oh,
just,
yeah.
look at how pretty this is.
Yeah, it's just like the opening minutes of the game.
And like,
hey, listen.
which I'm kind of bummed that there wasn't a hey listen just as it faded to black.
Mhm.
But like, my question before this was revealed was, is this a Resident Evil 4? You know, are they remaking it from the ground up, or are they just making it pretty? Because they already did that once. And I think this is a remake, like, ground up.
Yeah, it kind of has to be because
That's the vibe I'm getting.
it just wouldn't make sense for them to do less than that.
Yeah, because, I mean, they've already up-resed it and re-released it once.
Mhm.
So, and looking at this little sleeping Link, this is obviously not just an up-res. This is like a whole-ass new Link.
Yes. My first question was that same one, but unless this is strictly an opening cinematic, it is more than just a update.
And it's possible that they've said this somewhere, and all I've watched is the trailer, so I don't know. But yeah, Ocarina of Time weirdly is where I fell off of Zelda. I loved it when Mario jumped into 3D, but I never finished Ocarina of Time. It just
Oh,
it
really?
wasn't Zelda for me.
Really? Although I'll say
Yeah.
Carrie had the same feeling. For her, Zelda was always a Link to the Past. So that's what her grandmother played. Hashtag her grandmother was awesome, by the way. So,
Clearly.
and that's what she always thought of as Zelda.
So
Ocarina of Time was the last Zelda game I played to completion.
wow.
I haven't done them all, but I've done several more than that.
I think Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are the only ones I've played all the way through.
Man, we are just all a mess here, aren't we?
Oh, the one on the Game Boy, Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went through that.
Chewie,
I played
didn't
the
you do
remake of that on
remake
Switch.
Link's? Yeah.
Nice.
It's very cute and a little weird.
It's good.
Oh, I meant the Switch remake specifically is very cute, but a little weird. The way the camera focuses on things in that was a problem. Because it did the Link is always in focus, and stuff that's like slightly behind him is kind of out of focus, and stuff that's slightly in front of him is kind of out of focus, and it made certain sections of the
Ew,
game
gross.
obnoxious.
Yeah.
But that's
awful.
just a minor. That's just a minor complaint. De-Infiltrator beat Zelda 1, doesn't think he beat 2, beat Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, and the old Link's Awakening. I've played... I beat the hell out of 1. I sucked at 2 like most people did. Link to the Past is a masterpiece, and Ocarina of Time. I got to the point where you go to get Epona, and I couldn't win the race, and I just never went back to it. I was like, I don't actually care about this game enough to keep playing. And now I find
That
out
part
that it's
is-
like everybody's
yeah.
perfect Zelda, and I'm like, are we talking about the same game?
That part is oddly difficult and frustrating if you don't like get the knack for it.
Yeah.
The minute that you just it just kind of clicks, you're like, oh, but then the next time if you mess it up, you can be back to square one. So
But anyway, so that's Ocarina of Time. Let's see here. Who is that? Me next?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, you think I'd learn the order of things, but why would I do that? So, for my last big one that I wanted to talk about, Mike already mentioned it because Mike can't let me have nice things, and it is Resident Evil Veronica. So, they remade Resident Evil 1 way, way, way back on the GameCube.
Yep.
And that's a remake. It's not just take the game and make it prettier. Like, it's a different game. It's the same game, but it's got a bunch of differences. And then in recent years, they remade Resident Evil 2 with the over-the-shoulder Resident Evil 4 camera. And then they did 3, and I was like, they need to remake Code Veronica because 4, I think I said this earlier in this show, 4 is already damn near perfect and does not need a remake. But Code Veronica does, because Code Veronica had some issues. And then they were like, yeah, but Resident Evil 4 will make us so much money. And I'm like, yeah, but people will hate you. And then I was wrong, because they did it so well. And I was wondering what would be now. Like, are they going to go 5? How are they going to do 5? Because they could split the timeline now, because things happen at the end of 4 Remake that didn't happen at the end of 4. So they're clearly setting up to diverge from what we've already had at some point. But now we've got a Code Veronica remake. It's just called Resident Evil Veronica. And there's no gameplay in this trailer, I don't think, or very little towards the end. Really, it's mostly Claire in first person talking to this nice French lady. It's so weird.
Yeah. I didn't know what game it was until it revealed Resident Evil at the end of the trailer. I was like, oh, actually now I am kind of excited about this. I think if they're going to do another like remake of Resident Evil, they really need to remake the first game.
But they already did, Dirk. Yeah,
But
no, you mean in the new style.
It's like that wasn't good enough.
Cube.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people go, so when are they going to redo the first one? And on the one hand, like, I mean, if you're going to remake all of these old ones, why not do the first one? But also, like, sort of like Resident Evil 4, does it need it? Because the one on the Cube was really good.
Uh-huh.
And like, graphically, amazingly, still looks really good today. Not, modern standards beautiful, but it does not look like an old ass bad game. So I don't know. If they do remake one, I'll pick it up, because at some point in the future I'm gonna play through all of these mainline Resident Evil games, starting with 1, like the original one, because there are mods now to make them look good on modern hardware.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked up 1, 2, and 3 for like very few dollars on GOG a few weeks ago, because I know I can mod those. So that's the plan in at some point in the future, is to play through the originals, then the GameCube remake, then more, and then do the remakes, like the new remakes, remakes, and then play 7, 8, 9. At some point in the future.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/themanapool. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm hoping they do. It's not called Origins. What's Zero? At some point too. Was it? Didn't one of you say that in a something somewhere?
Before we started?
I think so.
Maybe.
Maybe, maybe not. But anyway, how have we not? Wait, who's next?
It would be me. I had a couple on my list, and then Mike covered Zelda, so I have one more on my list, which is fortunate because I just got a message from something about work that is kind of an emergency thing. So I'm gonna cover my last one, and then I'm gonna have to deal with somebody that is in a precarious situation, but they can wait a little bit. Uh, it requires attention, but let me go ahead and get through this because I've just got the one left. So I think somebody else even said it when you were talking about stuff that's coming up and stuff that is coming up and stuff that is sequels, new things in a property, and it's Kingdom Hearts. And everybody knows I love Kingdom Hearts, and the gaps between these games sometimes feel very long. I mean, when
Well,
we were
no,
talking
they
about
are very long.
they are very long. When I mentioned it was only 3 years between um, Final Fantasy VII Remake to Rebirth, and from Rebirth now to Revelation. That's really good. Kingdom Hearts 1 came out, and then there was Chain of Memories after a little while, and then it felt like it was a while until 2. And then after 2 were a host of side games, and Birth by Sleep is not even really a side game. It's really good and it's integral to the story. But between 2 and 3, the running joke was again just like Half-Life and Duke Nukem, it's never actually going to release. And it finally came out after I think over a decade. And now, and we settled down, all the Kingdom Hearts fans settled down, but it's been like 6 years. And I saw this trailer, and it looks great. Sora looks great. We've really only seen this city world that he seems to be in. And one of the great things about the previous games is all the different locations you go to. So we've kind of seen this in previous trailers. I'm kind of ready to see something else. But we did see Donald and Goofy. So that might feel like it's par for the course, but it's the first Disney-ish thing we've seen since they started to tease Kingdom Hearts 4. Notice what this trailer does not have in any way, shape, or form a date or a year. So I'm not
I
getting my
I
hopes up
think it said.
too much.
I think someone said 2028.
Was that was that actual or was somebody just saying, "Oh, that
I
I
don't
didn't
remember.
see that anywhere."
I don't remember who I was talking to, but I mentioned there's a Kingdom Hearts 4, and whoever it was went, really? And then there was a pause, and they said, oh, coming 2028. Okay. And I went, oh. But
Hey, I mean,
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't even remember who that was. But what's important here is it is on all of the things at launch.
at one, yeah, which is gonna make a lot of people happy, much like Revelation. All platforms on launch of the game. Maybe that's where Mike got confused before when he said launch title. So
Oh, okay.
on release, all systems on release.
Yeah,
Maybe
like.
not like the PlayStation 1, but
And what weirded
everything
me out
else.
about Kingdom Hearts 4 is it was part of it was revealed on the Nintendo Direct. And I was like,
Yeah.
huh?
I think that I saw that comment from a couple people. But hey, one of the features is again, um, not having to wait as long. It looks like they're also releasing some Kingdom Hearts collections or a collection. Since I literally own all the other Kingdom Hearts games, for me, I wasn't like, ooh, but there are a lot of them, and for a lot of people that haven't had the chance to play them, having them in one location is really good. So I think that's exciting, but come on, at a certain point, the like expectation just starts to get outweighed by the wow, this is taking forever. So I'm hoping we're not going to get there. We kind of needed to see this but let's not make us wait another 4 years, because I think that 3 came out in either 19 or
19?
2020. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
1919. Our forefathers, right before the Great Depression, they were like,
Sora,
Zay,
Donald, Goofy.
and Billy Zane saying darkness a lot. But I have a client who is in a difficult position, and their mom has called twice now. So, gentlemen, this has been great. I've honestly really enjoyed this conversation. It makes me wish I had time to play more video games. Is kind of like my takeaway from this.
Right?
Also, I don't own all the systems. If I was going to, I will say, and I really need to go, but I will say, if there's a system that I would consider getting right now, it would probably be a Switch 2. I have a PS5. I don't really need an Xbox. I don't have a gaming rig on my computer, or a Steam Deck, but I would definitely pick the Switch 2 just for a lot. I'm glad that a lot of these games are coming out for all of them, but for some of the exclusives like Star Fox, I would probably pick that one for my interest.
So,
All
real
right.
quick, Brian, are you
Yes.
excited about Final Fantasy Resonance?
I am.
Okay. Because you're going to
And
miss that one. So, we'll just wanted to get that out there.
why am I going to miss that one?
Because you're leaving?
Oh, for some reason, you said resonance, and my mind went to Revelation. They've
Oh.
got to find different names for these things. I mean, come on, guys, it's another R. Yes,
Mm.
yes. I will say, because I played uh, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. I took a break from it after a while, but almost until the global game shut down, I played it and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to that one. And you know what? I'll listen to this episode to hear your guys' take on it. But I'll talk to you later.
All right, night B.
No. So, I guess I'll do Final Fantasy Resonance. This one, it looks like it's a 2D 3D game. I don't remember what the
HD 2D is the term
HD
that
2D
they've coined
2D.
for this.
But it looks like it's got its own story and everything. Again, Final Fantasy, it deals with crystals and finding the crystals and getting them set up so that you can save the world. But there was something in one of the trailers that I caught on to, and I had to do a did I hear that right? And the resonance is it can pull characters from the different Final Fantasy worlds.
Yeah.
So it sounds like
what Dirk apparently missed. This is the story of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, that mobile gacha game that Brian used to harp about all the time.
mhm.
It's that story from that game. The first, what did they say? The first arc of Brave Exvius or something like that. But it's not just a port from mobile. They've got a whole new turn-based system. But one of the things about Brave Exvius was that, just like Record Keeper, you could have characters from the other Final Fantasies.
Mm.
Which I love that the trailer for like the first 2/3 of it or more is like, look at these original characters and here's the story. And then at the end, it's like, and look, here's Cloud and Squall and whatever. It even does the title and the date, October 22nd. And then it throws in Lightning and Cecil and all of that.
That's Lightning, yeah.
So yeah, this was a mobile game. It got shuttered, I don't know, a few years ago. But I guess they thought, you know what, this had a massive fan base and it's actually a pretty good story. Let's turn it into its own thing. Which is neat.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not a thing you see. Okay, wait a minute, hang on. Let me check my notes again. It is... Nope, I didn't write it in the notes. Never mind. But yeah, I did look it up, and it's not just a port. They've added a whole new like turn-based system that isn't just the mobile game. Because I have no idea what the actual gameplay of Brave Exvius was. Which you'd think after hearing Brian ramble about it for so long, I would have internalized some of it, but nope. I would essentially shut off when he would start talking about it because it's a gacha game and gacha games are evil. But this is, weirdly, the first HD 2D Final Fantasy game. I think Octopath Traveler might not have been the very first one. It's the first one anyone remembers in this style. And then the new Dragon Quest remakes of 1, 2, 3 had this. And now a Final Fantasy game gets one. Hey!
Mm-hmm.
So it looks cool. I hope it doesn't suck.
Agreed.
So, hey, Dirk.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars. How have we not talked about Zero Company yet?
When you said, said Final Fantasy Resonance, I'm like, well, I was going to pick Star Wars, but I guess I'll do this one. Star Wars Zero Company has got me excited.
Dude.
It looks
fully
like
erect.
XCOM. It looks like XCOM, except that you get to... So you're building your party, and you can choose who's in your party. So it's not you probably have a default party to start with, but it looks like you get to recruit people. So you can recruit a Mandalorian, you can recruit a Hutt, you could recruit a Jedi, you could recruit... apparently it's taking place during the Clone Wars. Like, I don't know if it's at the tail end of the Clone Wars, or if you're going to be...
the twilight of the Clone Wars is what it's
right. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be like go through Order 66 and all of that, but it's taking place at that point. And it looks like a very fun squad-based game.
Yeah, it's Star Wars turn-based tactics, which how have we not had this already? Like, this seems, now that I'm looking at it, like, this seems like a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
Surprising.
I mean, that's the beautiful thing of Star Wars is literally is like, do we do this? Yeah, what game you want? First person, third person, strategy, turn-based, team-based, fighter-based. You want it on rails? Do you want it in Lego? Just what do you want? And it's literally everywhere in all different IPs. Does it run on the current hardware is really what it comes down to. So, but this one looks really good. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, like I love me some good turn-based tactics games. I mean, XCOM, the newer one, not the original XCOM. Those games can go to hell. They're way too hard for my poor little pea brain.
It beats the original one, and oh my gosh, I do not understand how I did it. I can tell you that if it somehow had a Steam account, and I could go back and like transfer the amount of time I spent on the game, it's got to be close to 400 to 500 hours. And as soon as I beat it, I stopped playing it, and I tried to replay it because I bought it on Steam, and I tried to play it again, and when I did, I'm like, nope, my brain just went to, are you really gonna do this? Are you really gonna do this? And my brain was just like, yep, you're right. I'm uninstalling it now.
Excuse me. But yeah.
But if we're gonna do Star Wars Zero Company, we got to do one other Star Wars game that they revealed.
Oh, wait a minute! I forgot to open the trailer for that. I opened the trailer for Zero Company. There it is. Yeah, this one, as much as I don't care, looks amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is one of the ones that I wanted to bring up.
Go
the
for it.
Galactic Racer. Yeah, so when this trailer first started playing, I was like, oh, okay, a futuristic racing game. Doesn't look like F-Zero. It's like, wait a minute. And I started
And then you
recognizing
saw, like,
speeders
was that
and
a pod
racers.
racer?
Yep. So,
As a matter of fact, it was at the point of the trailer playing right. Wait a minute, it's right here somewhere. When I first
Playing on
saw
Jakku.
the actual pod racer, and I went, "Wait a minute." We might have missed it already.
we might have. But yeah, this for me, it's because I loved the Star Wars pod racing game on the N64 so much, and I played it so much over and over and over again, even when both my brother and I had, on our own save files, gone all the way through the game and beaten all the tracks and gotten all the best parts. We would still go back and do head-to-head races and still go back and try to beat our best times and get speed records on certain tracks. I don't even know if the game kept track of speed records. It was just something that we would try to push to do to see how high we could get the number to go in certain areas. But yeah, so fun. And seeing it again with even like nicer graphics, moving even faster and more smoothly, that's one thing. There are times when there was that poor N64 would just start chugging along.
Yeah.
If there was way too much stuff happening.
But yeah, this looks so sick. And it's got like all of the different Star Wars like ground vehicles.
Yeah.
Like you've got your speeder bikes and your speeder thing that, Luke had on Tatooine.
Mm-hmm.
And the pod racers and various other vehicles. And I'm like, oh. Because this is not the trailer that I saw that was in the compilation I sent you guys. This one is a gameplay trailer, which is I picked it because it had more of the
okay, cool.
Yeah, it had more of the actual racing and less of people walking around talking, because if it's muted, that looks stupid on what we're doing here. So but yeah, I was like, oh, it's like it's not F-Zero. It looks like they're going for a Burnout feel for some of these. And then, like, an obvious pod racer went by, and I went, hold up, I've heard of this.
I think I first started to wonder when I saw one of the racers, and like, that looks kind of like an A-Wing fighter. I know that's not what it is, but it looks kind of like that. But that's definitely a Star Wars-y design.
Yeah. And it turns out, there's a reason it looks like Star Wars design. But yeah, some of these look like Burnout style takedowns, and like Burnout Paradise is by far like my favorite racing game. I don't know how to describe Burnout. It's an open world racing game where you also destroy people.
Yeah,
and I'm getting serious Burnout takedowns vibes from like that. So. Yeah. And this is coming out this year, not anything more specific yet, but it's on also all of the things, including in Steam and in the Epic Game Store if for some reason you want to give them money. So, yeah. Oh, I don't see Switch. Uh-oh.
Oh.
So maybe not all the things. Maybe all the things except Switch. Whoops. Well, that's sad. So, yeah. those all look awesome. It's nice to see Star Wars branching out and still being Star Wars. Like, as much as I... Well, Dirk, what were the two Souls likes? There was Survivor and the other one.
So,
Do what?
what were you saying?
What were the two Star Wars Souls likes? There was Jedi Survivor and the other one.
Oh, Jedi Survivor and uh,
Yeah, the sequels.
Yeah.
And for a while, Fallen Order. There we go. That's the one.
That's what it was.
Thank you, chat. But like for a while now, all we've had for Star Wars is what, like Rogue Squadron that came out and was a big deal for like 30 minutes, and then no one cared anymore. And the two Souls likes, and that's like all we've had for a while. So it's nice to see them dipping back into racing and doing the turn-based tactics. That is so sick.
Because the previous one before that was Battlefront 2, and unfortunately that one ended up with some controversy behind it.
Well, because of all the pay to win. That is the only thing that worries me. I meant to say this during the Zero Company bit. It's by EA, so even though it's a single player game, I'm really afraid they're going to have like microtransactions and pay to win crap in there. And that worries me. Because EA was like the first evil video game company.
But as far as I know, they didn't have anything in Fallen Order, or anything like that would have that Survivor and Fallen Order. I don't think I've seen anything that had microtransactions or anything like that. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I haven't played those. Oh well.
Yeah, I know there was no microtrans. They were just story, and then Squadrons. I don't think there was anything in that one either. So if they're true to form, they like what they've been doing recently. I think it should just be the games, and if there's going to be other stuff, it should be just DLC that they do with those. Because
let's hope.
Both of them really feel like they could do DLC to just add more story, add more stuff.
Well, let's hope that's all.
Agreed.
So, there are a few more that I think multiple of us wanted to hit. Should we just run through them in no particular order?
Yeah.
All right. So first up, there we go. Bad Magpie. This game, I looked up the developer, and this is their first game. Oh, we don't have a title there, a name there, but I can't remember who it was. But this looks like Untitled Goose Game, but on like crazy steroids. You're a magpie with one wing, a missing flock, and an unhealthy obsession with a falling star, according to the description here. It says, steal shiny trinkets, cause chaos, and stick your beak where it doesn't belong. And it looks... Like I said, it looks like Untitled Goose Game, but ramped up. Because instead of just lightly tormenting humans in a little hamlet, you're like causing major destruction and whatnot as this crazy bad magpie. And I'm very excited to get my hands on this. It just looks ridiculously stupid.
It does look very charming.
Coming 2027 to... Oh, just Xbox stuff. Damn it. Xbox Series, Xbox on PC, and Xbox Cloud. Oh, it's by Milktooth. That's their name. It's a hell of a name. Milktooth. But it just looks adorable, and now I'm kind of bummed that I probably won't be able to play it. But... But look at this little dude. Kicking doors open and sticking forks in sockets to zap himself. Using fireworks to explode a car. Like, what? such a mess. Anything else on Bad Magpie? I can't even say it.
No.
Okay. Then, this caught me off guard. Studio MDHR had a bulletin that said that they are working on the next hand-drawn Cuphead game. And I was like, oh, that's good. Because, you know, Cuphead is one of my favoriteest games ever.
Mm-hmm.
And the DLC was glorious. But then there's a puppet giving the news here. It's a very strange trailer. But then at the very end, they announce Mighty Cuphead Adventure, which is, I kid you not, programmed in assembly for...
What?
Yeah, for the Sega Master System. This is literally gonna be a new Sega Master System game that's also coming to, you know, PC and all that. But it's a pixelated 8-bit platformer for the Sega Master System.
They're crazy.
And you can see on the little title screen here, you've got Cuphead and Mugman, but also Miss Chalice and the Elder Kettle. So there's questions of whether they're going to be playable or not. And then you've got the Root Pack here as a boss that it's a very short little teaser. And that's all you get. A few platforming bits, and then the Root Pack as a boss, and then you're done. And I did some looking, and yeah, it's programmed in assembly. And they're going to release a physical Master System cartridge for it.
That's wild.
And I don't care about that, but that's freaking awesome. And yeah, it's going to be... When did it say? Did it say? Maybe not. But yeah, very excited. Very excited. And then the last one I wanted to mention, not because of the game itself, this is Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble Survivaton, which I don't know anything about Jujutsu Kaisen. But what's important about this is a game by Ponkel. Ponkel, you might know, are the people behind Vampire Survivors and Vampire Crawlers, but that one's less important in this case. And Vampire Survivors on Steam, its little icon now says Vampire Survivors First Survivaton. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? Because that wasn't there a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to the news thing and looked, and they were like, oh yeah, because we're going to be doing a bunch of possibly not Vampire Survivors games, they're going to be Survivatons. We wanted to make sure people knew that they're this tied in, so this is the first one. And I was like, what the hell are they talking about? And then I saw this, which it's another... I think Survivaton might be they're trying to name the genre because, you know, They invented it, so they can name it, I guess. But this one is an 8-player Royal Rumble style Survivors game where you build up levels and try to get a higher score than the other 7 players, and you can get power-ups and change the rules and punish the other players, and blah, 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 blah. And then at the end, the last 2 standing do a one-on-one head-to-head. I still don't know how that works in this type of game, but, you know, it's really cool that it's another one of these games, but this one's by Ponkel. Like I said, I don't care about this game in particular, but Ponkel, it's good to see them like branching out and doing more stuff. And getting, you know, license money to do even more stuff. I don't know how they make money. Like, they had to price the Castlevania DLC for Vampire Survivors at like a couple bucks more than they did for their own DLCs, and they apologized to no end because it was like, I don't know, $4 or something. We're sorry it's so much. I'm like, do you hear yourself? And when the next DLC pack comes out for Vampire Survivors, which is going to be a sequel to one of their previous DLC packs, they're pricing it, I think they said like 79 cents, and they're going to lower the price of the first one to that. And I'm like, y'all do know you're a business, right? Like,
Wow.
I guess when you're selling 1 billion copies of everything, it's fine. But like,
I guess.
I appreciate their generosity, I really do. But Jesus. So yeah, I just
Stock up
wanted
some to make your next game with.
I mean, Vampire Crawlers apparently sold all the copies, so.
Mm.
And they're working on stuff for that too. So I'm very excited about that. But yeah, I just wanted to give Punkle a shout out because they're apparently a damn good company. And they've opened or about to open or in the process of opening Punkle Japan. So they're going to have like another studio over there. So that's so cool considering Punkle, I'm pretty sure, started with a dude. Might have been 2 people. I forget my history, but still. They're the rags to riches, like for real story, and I love it. So all right. Do I have anything else here for the end? I forgot to see if you guys had anything else on your list we hadn't covered yet.
Nope, that's my list.
No.
Okay then. Oh, crap. One more thing. We talked about all this Final Fantasy stuff. I completely forgot to mention this. In the announcement for the Year 4 DLC for Street Fighter 6, we get 4 new characters. 2, here we go. Who are you? What is your name? Yasmin and Arjun are brand new characters. So that's cool. Brand new characters in a fighting game DLC. I mean, it happens, but I really expected more like returning characters. And then Bosch is already in Street Fighter 6, but he's like, think Pokemon, he's your rival. Like your created character in Street Fighter 6, Bosch is your opposite number. He's your, what's his name? Gary to your Red?
Gary. Mm-hmm.
And then also we get Tifa from freaking Final Fantasy VII in Street Fighter 6, which the rumor for that broke, I want to say a few weeks ago, but there were other bits of that weren't true. Like the leak said we were getting Tifa and like Gouken. And there's no Gouken here, but there's Tifa showing up. And apparently she's going to have like a materia-based fighting style that makes her stand out from the other Street Fighter characters. So that sounds freaking sick. That's awesome. I mean, if you're going to put any Final Fantasy character in a fighting game, she's easily the first pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to Thorgy's Arcade on YouTube, who just recently did a Build the Roster. That's his series that he does, where he takes an idea or a franchise or something and is like, we're going to make a fighting game. And he decided to do a Final Fantasy fighting game. And he was doing this like before this announcement and even before the rumors broke. So highly recommend that video. Is a hell of a, he came up with a hell of a roster for that. So yeah. Yay! So these are all the things that we either thought were cool or are super excited about or are confused about. And there was so much more. There was so much more, chat. Dear listener. Like, the IGN, like I said, they did a quick fire. Here's everything that was revealed. And all 4 of those videos were, like, pretty rapid fire. And you put them all together, and they were, like, what, 40 minutes long? 42, something like that? And it's just one after another, after another, after another for 40-some minutes. Like, it is insane how much stuff got announced over the last week or so. But we just talked about the stuff that we wanted to talk about, because that's what we do here. So Dirk's probably about to die. So final thoughts, Dirk?
Like he said, there's a lot of just absolutely awesome stuff that they showed that I personally am excited about. Like the Final Fantasy VII one, I'm super excited about. Fable, I'm excited about. The other ones I am really excited about. I don't know. I'm really hoping my rig can take it. Can play these games. So I might having to uninstall a bunch of other games off the computer and be like, all right, because of how much space this is going to take up on my computer, I can only have like 2 games on my computer. We'll see. But I was excited about seeing all these trailers, and that was the whole reason why I told the guys, why don't we do an episode on this? Because I feel like this easily could be an episode. It's just us talking about video games that we're excited about that got revealed.
Yeah.
And obviously, it definitely was an episode.
And
So,
don't forget,
with that,
for you listening to the audio version of the podcast, there were trailers playing for all of these as we talked about them on the video version over on YouTube. So be sure to go check that out.
it is definitely worth watching the YouTube version of it to see all the stuff going on in the background.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm going to head to bed. I've got graduation to go to tomorrow. So yeah. Night, guys.
Awesome. Night, Zerk. How about you there, Mr. Beardy Man person guy face?
Let's see here. Was it?
That was you, right? Mr. Beardy Man person guy face? That's you.
Yeah, it was. Am I? Okay, yeah, you can hear me. Okay, no. There wasn't something else in my notes. But I feel like there was, oh gosh, dang it, I feel like there was something else that came up when Dirk was talking. I should have noted it down. Anyway, at first when we started talking about this topic, I was a little skeptical about whether I'd be able to contribute much or at all, just because I don't get into playing video games very much. But there's still a bunch of exciting stuff to see and even just think about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like knowing there's all this cool stuff out there is pretty cool. Oh, now I remember what it was. As much as for several of those videos, there was like an Evil Dead Burns banner ad somewhere in the corner, like for almost the entire thing.
Yeah.
Is that a game? Is that a movie? Is that a what? Because I don't remember seeing any trailer for that in the reels.
No, that's just who IGN was paying IGN to plaster their name on those videos. Evil Dead Burn is it's a movie.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, it's the next Evil Dead movie. Yeah,
'Cause I
Evil
think
Dead
that
Burn and
confused-
Amazon
yeah.
Luna were plastered across, I think, 3 of those IGN videos.
Yeah, and that confused me during the first one because I thought they were like the titles of the games that I was watching the trailer for, and I'm like, what the heck is
Me
this?
too.
Hmm.
And then I was like, wait, like halfway through, I went, wait, that's something else.
Yeah.
So it's not just you. That got me in exactly the same way.
Okay. Okay, good.
But yeah, Luna is like an Amazon thing, like some sort of product.
Okay.
I think it's what their like Prime Gaming used to be, and they changed it to
Oh,
Luna or something
okay.
like that. It's like a
Uh-huh.
cloud gaming thing. And then yeah, Evil Dead Burn is a movie and those were the two sponsors that IGN got for these. So thanks for that,
Okay. Got it.
IGN. You could have probably done that better. Idiots. I mean, what? So is that it for you?
Yes, it was. I'm glad I was able to remember it.
I am glad that you brought up those two anime looking games because when they popped up, I was like, why is there a cartoon? Oh my God.
Hmm.
And I wrote them down as something to look up. But then when I was going through them later, I'm like, my list is long enough. I'll just cut those. So when you wanted to talk about them, I was like, sweet.
Well, good.
So yeah, a bunch of these games, it looks like I'm never going to play. Uh, because of console exclusivity and whatnot.
Yeah.
If what Scuzzo said is true and Sony is trying to go back to Sony exclusive stuff, I always feel like that sort of thing is leaving money on the table. Like a lot of people that weren't gonna get a PlayStation thing got to play God of War and God of War Ragnarok
Hmm.
because they're on Steam. That I don't see how that's a bad thing for Sony. So I'm hoping after a year or so they'll drop Wolverine on Steam like they did with the Spider's Mans. Because remember when I said if I don't get to play it, I'll be bummed, but it won't be the end of the world? It might be the end of the world because it looks really good. I'll be a sad Chewy. Oh well, like I said way earlier, you can go to patreon.com/themanapool if you want to help support what we do here with the Manapool. I just finished Psychonauts on stream. Man, that game is weird. And it has a few questionable design decisions that I have to say I don't agree with. But they weren't enough to like hurt my overall opinion of the game.
Hmm.
I really enjoyed it. I do think that the first section of the final level, whoever came up with that needs to be punched in the throat. But apparently it was even like patched to remove your lives. Like you don't lose lives when you fail that
Oh.
because it's that bad. And there's no like it took me forever to figure out where the hell I was going. And I had Ben in the chat like telling me, and I'm like it's like it was frustrating, and not like in a I'm gonna get this. It was frustrating in a what the do you even want from me game kind of way. But then like the hard platforming section later, I think I nailed pretty quick once I realized I figured out what to do in each section. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. And when I got done with that, Ben was like, I think you got that way faster than I did. I'm like, yeah, I'm awesome. But anyway. So yeah, I'm still playing Mina the Hollower on Twitch because it's so good. It's still balls hard, but it's so good. And it is balls hard in a damn it, I'm gonna get this kind of way, not in a I hate you video game kind of way. Which is an important distinction. I heard our guest from 750, Brian Edwards, talking about it on the latest character issues. And he was like, in like the first 5 hours or 3 hours or however many, he's like, I died 130 sometimes. And I went, that sounds about right. Yeah. That's not bad. Yeah. But I'm enjoying that. And then there's so many secrets and so much stuff to, what is it? Oh, there's a whole thing over here. Oh my God. Like I love it. Because as I don't remember if I told you this before, Mike, it's like the perspective is like a Game Boy Color styles. It's like a Link's Awakening look to it.
Okay.
It's supposed to evoke top-down Game Boy Color games, and it does.
Cool.
And then it's got, Souls-like combat. Not like directly, but meaning you have to be very intentional, and it will punish you if you are not.
Okay.
You start flailing, you will die. I know this from flailing, then dying. But yeah, like I said, patreon.com/themanapool. Mythic Lifeguard shout out. Al, Kim Ho, Scuzzo, Jake Jansons, Michael, Team Hellas Haru, Jason Kaus, Jason Doan, Casey, ALK Alters, Andrew Odie. I love you all. But this episode has gone on long enough. So this has been 755. I don't know if I said that earlier, but it's been on the screen periodically. So thank you all so very much for joining us, and tell us which of these games has got your panties in a wad, because we told you about all of our wadded panties. Okay?